Welcome to Dune Spice Wars. My name is Nilaus and we're back here this time with the FREMEN. Super interesting. They play quite different from the other ones. What we're going to do is we are going to pick the two chancellors. We're playing on hard difficulty just because to give us a challenge. The ones we're going to choose is Stilgar for extra authority for each spice mine we have. That is absolutely amazing. And then we chose, I can't remember what the name, but the one where we get the Shai Hulud temple in as from the beginning instead of very deep in the tech. So this series will be mainly about the tactics, the strategies, and that. If you want to watch the basics, I put up a video on just the basics in terms of the mechanics, the resources. So I would encourage you to watch that one first. Now, the strategy here: get one melee warrior, get one ranged, and then we are looking out here. We get one extra ornithopter. I set them both to auto recon so I don't forget about them. This is our map. We're in the lower corner. I want to get these 4 additional spice mines if possible. That's kind of my initial goal. And then we get this one. One of our counselors is the one that gives us the ability to see all of them. We're going to be going in here, just going in straight attacking with these. And I'll, of course, since each of these games are like 3 to 4 hours long, maybe sometimes even longer, then I'm cutting it down to sort of a manageable size. So we'll see some cuts here and there. I hope that is okay. And just to sort of keep up the action as we progress so that we can make it into one YouTube video. Now, if you like these kind of videos, then be sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing for more content like this. I love making these kind of guides and videos and let's plays and that kind of thing. But it's more fun if people are also watching it, obviously. So we're going to take the first one. Always just take the first spice mine. That's the one you want. We got our second ornithopter and let's send that out to scout some more. The most important part at this point is finding where we're going to go next. We need to find a place that has only 2 guards and hopefully, preferably some plascrete for us to get the next one. Nothing much, unfortunately. We haven't seen anything here, but we get our first research. What we're going to get is the composite materials and then get into the Arrakis secrets next one to get more miners in or more crew in the harvesting teams, because we're going to be getting a lot of mining patches and getting a lot of spice fields. So we want to get that. While we're looking at it, just look at what we think is most important. What are the other good things in the tech tree for these? The ones that have a little FREMEN icon is the ones that have something special for our faction. Spreading the faith, I don't think that's particularly interesting. What we really want to do tech-wise is you look at the yellow ones, because that builds up our infrastructure, and then also focus on this part, the green one, because that is focused on authority. Later on, we'll transition into the blue for intelligence and military as well. But I don't need a lot of military in the beginning. I don't need a lot of intelligence in the beginning. We just need to build up our base build a strong economy so we can keep expanding. And that is our goal. There is a number of these ones. I don't feel that they're super valuable. These special ones, it's worth taking a look at, but it doesn't match our strategy. The only one that's kind of interesting is the one I don't think I put is the Siege network in the blue area all the way to the left. That's pretty good. And these ones, the defense systems, or the one that's called border defense, they are pretty essential for me the way I play, because I always focus a lot on militia so that we don't have to defend so much. So I think we've been looking enough in this part, so let's move on from the technology tree here. All right, so we got our first location, and the first thing we want to get is the spice collector. That's good. And then I always fill up these with militia. I know that some people want to skip on this. I don't, because this means that it's just so much safer knowing that we have this kind of thing. So we have found the next location. It is unfortunately not Plascrete, but it has 2 and it's nearby, so that's the one we have to go to while we are just slowly discovering what is in the other regions nearby. We're going to go in and get that attack in while we are scanning with the ornithopters, the ones nearby. We are now in combat. That is unfortunately a fuel, because FREMEN don't need fuel. What we're going to do now is we are going to walk past and get into melee with the ranged unit. Then we're going to take our demolition, our own range, which is more vulnerable, and just cycle around so that their melee is not really doing anything until the melee unit stops following us and reverts back to the other melee unit. We want all the hits to go to the melee unit. There we go. And now we can have our skirmishers shooting at their range. So we take out the range first and get the ranged in melee combat, so they deal half damage. That's a big desolate desert out in front of us. The one and here. Alright, we almost got it. So I don't want to be taking hits with my skirmisher, so let's walk it around until it changes target. There we go. And in the meantime, we're just waiting for this first spice miner to complete. We're going to work our way towards that one up there, but also the ones towards the left, the right as well, towards the east. And we got it. And we can almost get this one. Almost. We're just going to wait just a bit of here. We got our first one, so let's get a plascrete factory because we need that for continued build. And we can now finally get the second base. And when we have the second base, we, as always, start by filling it out. Well, we get another plascrete location. We could get this Shailulit temple, which gives 20% extra production, resource production of adjacent units or adjacent zones, which is really good, honestly, and very, very valuable to get. In the meantime, let's go here. We really want to get a... Oh, we got the first agent. First agent, always to Arrakis. That gives us authority, and authority is something you can never have too much of right now. I get the plus extra authority. Instead of 6, I get 7 from having 1 spice mine. So we will continue to get more spice mines. What we'll do now is we'll bring our 2 fighting units all the way over to the next zone so we can keep expanding. With 7 authority coming in, I'm actually pretty confident about what we can do. See, I don't take the one on the high ground with the plascrete because we just can't fight 2 of them at once. Now we need to get the wind traps because we don't actually have enough to take this one out, or to take this. This is also an interesting one. It doesn't have any resources in here, so if we just look at it, why would we even want this one? I mean, it has 5 wind strength, that's really nice, but there is really no reason to have it, and it's kind of in the middle of our base, so I'm actually going to use this as a location that we can just pillage once in a while and just get a constant supply of resources from this. Again, we use the pull away to make sure that our skirmisher doesn't take too much damage. And we got the melee units. There we go. And we are in the meantime being attacked, but since it's only 1 attacking, it doesn't matter. We have 3 militia in each location. Get that. That concrete is really nice to get up early because that helps us a lot on building things. We are definitely going to get a wind trap. Okay. Not a wind trap, I guess. We should have gotten a wind trap. There we go. We are going to pillage this location. In the meantime, we really want to focus on siege detection because we want to be allied with as many sieges as possible. Now we can get the warehouse here, but if we get the warehouse, it's not for the warehouse, it's for the processing plant. But we haven't found anything that gets us a processing plant yet, so there's really no point in rushing that technology. What we want to do instead is try to lower the authority cost from further expansion because it's what we're going to do. We're going to do more expansion as we... in the early game, there's no cost in expansion. There's no sort of progressive cost. I mean, there's cost and authority, but if you have the authority, then just get it. We're going to get 1 more warrior, and the reason why for that is because we're going to go out and start attacking some of the zones that have 3 units in, so we need to make sure that we can actually handle that. And we got our wind farm at this location, and now we can actually get a recruitment office. I think a recruitment office is good, but a spice silo might also be okay. Spice silo is 20% extra spice production for this one and nearby areas. So we get that. Recruitment is okay, but right now you can see our harvester up there, our harvesting team.
Let's get to business.
This is really weird, by the way. The harvesting team is still missing 100 manpower to get fully utilized with the tech we've had. I'm actually going to accept this because we get some concrete and we lose some influence. But the influence, I don't have a need for influence in the early game because we're going to compete against other factions that have a lot of standing, of Landsford standing. So we're not going to make like 50 influence right now. Is not going to make a difference. With our construction complete, we got the things we need in these 2 zones. Yep, and we are now heading in to get our 3rd location. This one has plascrete, so that will be very handy to get that plascrete in here. This one also has, this only has 2, so that should be easy. We want to head up to this one. This is the next one, but we need to get the zone in here. This is has a mountain, That gets us extra fuel, but we don't need fuel, so that's kind of useless. And then there's a little zone to our northeast that also doesn't have anything. That's really convenient for raiding as well, or pillaging. Right, we are going for this, and at this point we actually have a negative supply of manpower. That is really impractical to have that. So we need to make sure we get. Yeah, there is a new agent, and we sign the agent to Arrakis. Oh, wait a minute, we actually have enough. So let's just make sure that we get it in here, just to try to counter a bit on our manpower deficit. Also, we can build something to help out with it. For example, a recruitment center that gives us +4. Let's build a recruitment center. We're gonna get a few of those. We got our new facility in here. Let's gear it up as usual, and as usual we'll get the concrete, especially because it has, or plascrete, because it has this I'm gonna send military units to find this ornithopter, because that gives me a third ornithopter in the beginning, and that's actually super convenient to get an extra ornithopter early on. We paid our spice price, and we don't need to use very much because we have the mining in the beginning, and so first one is not going to be a problem. Let's look at this. We can now skate it back. Now we got our recruitment center, and we are now heading up here, taking our little attack force, and then moving in towards the next spice mine. We're going to send our melee units into melee with the range units, so to get them to debuff them, and then we're going to pull away our range so it doesn't take too much damage, because it's kind of squishy. That's just I like that there's a bit of micro in these kind of combats. It's nothing major, but it definitely makes a difference. It makes a difference between losing a unit here and there. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to lose a unit because of carelessness. Yes, it indeed. The melee unit actually reverted back to our skirmisher, and now I'm going to lose that. So we found the first siege, and it needs 10 water to become friendly. We want to focus heavily on this, and it is at this moment that, no, I didn't even realize it at this point. We're going to build more wind traps. Yeah, wind traps are basically the main issue here, because each of the sieges that we want to ally with is going to be taking a lot of resources. And oh no, we lost a unit. That's kind of sad, but yeah, well, it is what it is. We could have played better. No reason to start over. Let's get a recruitment office. Yeah, well, that does have wind strength, so we just need a recruitment office, because right now we're coming up on the second mining patch. Second spice mine, and we oops, don't build that. So we don't have enough concrete right now to build what we need. But I'm focusing on getting the wind trap first, which might not be the greatest idea, because now we can't get the spice flowing as at this point. This is the one we want, 425. That's super expensive. Let's see if we can wrangle something from someone. We're gonna need to find something that they find valuable, and then someone who doesn't find concrete valuable. So this looks okay. Okay way of doing it. Just get us 110. That's a good start. And we could also see if there's any other potential. For example, if we do do something with Atreides, well, they will yeah, not really gonna happen. So if we trade with Atreides, we don't lose authority from doing treaties with them. So you'd always want to have a treaties with Atreides, because it's basically free of charge. And they're accepted. Great. Let's see if we can get the other one as well. Both the knowledge and that one. I think it's super valuable. No, he doesn't want that just like that. So we're going to wait a bit until we can offer him some more. There. And we're going to wait for this one to get up to 400. And we got the first Lance Rat Council. Well, the thing is, none of these are particularly interesting. I mean, I'd like to get the controlled markets, but in all honesty, my 60 influence is not gonna get us that. So rather wait, and we need to get this one up and running. But in the meantime, we'll take this zone. It has 3 units, so we'll take that and pillage it. It'll make it a bit more costly when we take it later on, but I think that the pillaging right now is worth it. And there we go. We got our money for the spice miner finally. It's the spice collector. In the meantime, we take this, and we are going to pillage. And we will get the pillaging, and we can then go on to the next one to pillage that as well. Yep, we only have these 2 units, so we can't really get into too much. Now here we are working on, and then we see that these it's just spawning another from the siege right there. So that's not something we want to get embroiled in. Let's try to pull back and see if we can avoid fighting all of it at once. Hopefully they're just gonna go through us, so they're not really attacking. They're attacking a bit, but that's just attacks of opportunity, I guess. So we go back in here and see if we can get that. We're gonna make sure that our vulnerable one is not the one that's getting beat up. Clumsy micro here. There we go, and it reverts, and then we can attack it from the back. So again, we don't have to worry about an attack like this because we already have stuff coming in. And the Landsword Council, well, I put 70 points into the control spice. If we get it, we get it. If we don't get it, well, that's just the way it is. We can continue expanding. This one has wind strength 4, so let's get some more power there, some more water. And we have now started becoming friendly with this siege here. And I'm going to be pillaging this as well, getting some money. 346, that's a pretty decent chunk we get from pillaging this. I'm going to take the one that's actually hurt already and get that out. And we just need to see how much we get. 347. Okay, it increased since then. That must have been surrounding. So we go back to our own area. That was pretty good. Here we have it. We got the first 2k. We are slightly ahead of our opponents, so that's good. Now it's possible to do some construction in our base, but it depends on whether we have the money for it. We're gonna look for whether we want so as the Fremen, you only have one that could go to 3 and one that can go to 2, so you're kind of limited on how much you can build in your in Siege Tabar. But we'll build something. The research center is a good one to build first, but there's also, right now we actually have plus 10 authority, so I don't really feel that authority is the most important. This Al-Gaib temple is super good, but unfortunately I kind of don't really, it's not really on my tech path. So usually I would take administrative hall as the first thing, because the administrative hall gives me additional authority, but I don't really need it. This one, administrative hall. So what I want is the bazaar counters all of these and gives us +2 influence per allied siege. So that means we can actually have a really sustainable way of building influence in the later game. I think it's kind of good. Apply the district bonus one more time. So sure, we'll build that. I think we'll build that one, the bazaar, and we'll build it up here because I want the 3-1 for the 3-1 will be for the economic one, and the 2-1 will be for the political form. So let's build it here. And we're just looking at the bonuses just to make sure that what we want to get. This bonus will be plus 20% hegemony for the Chom Spice, which is like a very, very late game. Really contemplative. We'll take the bazaar because it's the one. Good. Let's get that one. I'm pausing while I do these kind of contemplations here. And we have one more. So where are we going to get? We're going to go to the Spacing Guild. And I think the Spacing Guild is the right one to do because Spacing Guild gives us access to supply drop, and that's the best mission we can get for combat. And just looking at what else, I don't need the intelligence. We'll put it here in Spacing Guild. That gives us also a bit of manpower, which is also handy. But mainly it's to get us some more operation against us. Why would you do that? Oh, because we actually have our units in there. All right, well, that's a good opportunity to send them in. So we're gonna wait. We've waited a bit until the pillage debuff is gone, and then we can attack this one again. Let's get that one in. They only have 2 units, so we should be fine. We found another little zone down there, and that will be also a nice handy one to get. And we still have issues with, as you can see, we're missing crew in our spice collecting team, and that means we need more manpower to fill up these teams properly. And the Landsword Council, did we get any bonus? We got control markets. Hey, we actually got the control markets. That's super weird that we got it, but hey, that's nice. 30% extra on our Chum conversion, so we're up to 2.3, and Chum conversion is really nice. There we go, add an extra crew. We're now up to 49 spice. That's a decent amount of spice, I think, for this point. And we can... There. That is now ours. And as it comes in, we are going to, what are we going to prioritize? A wind trap, even though it has 3. Nah, it's hard, right? This one gets a recruitment because we are still in struggling for manpower. This one can get either spice silos is good because it will add to the 2 spice locations that are nearby. So spice silos and the resource gathering and also maintenance hub would be good things to get. Good. So we'll actually be already heading into the next. We want to get as many of these because it not only is it giving us spice, which is like spice is life, but it's also giving us authority, which, I mean, at this point being at 11 authority is just pretty damn good. Yeah, so here's the problem is there are 4 units here. So we really need that supply drop to come in handy in order for us to win this fight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my units and get all the way into melee combat to get those units, giving them a 50% debuff. It's still pretty close. Still waiting for that supply drop to come in. You're kind of hurt. Alright, back up and go back in again. Almost. I want all of them to just take a bit of damage. That's the safest way. And we've got a Landslide Council coming up shortly. Come on, come on. Supply drop. Give me supply drop. Nope, that's not it. That was a trade request. There we go. That's the supply drop. Pop that supply drop and see them just get healthy. I love that supply drop. What do you want? You want to take our concrete? No thanks. And I'm pausing while doing this just to check what else. Points of interest. Okay. And what else do we have here? Just looking out here just to get a sense of what we have. This area is definitely ours, so we'll get that. And we have some desert out ahead of us. That's okay. And well, elected gets authority. Sure. I mean, I have 50 or 30 points. That's not really worth it. Actually, it's just completely wasted to use 30 points. You're not going to get it anyway. No, and look at that. We got our 3 against 4 thanks to our supply drop. That made all the difference for this attack. It is absolutely amazing how much difference that supply drop can do. And they are actually ending the combat pretty much healthy. And that is now ours. We got another spice mine for us. That is 3 spice mines, and we have even one more nearby. That's the maintenance center, which will also be super handy to get. And we have our spice field located, and the first thing we want to do, we've been saving up so that we can get that immediately. Always put 3 in here. And we do have a location on the east side of the mountain, so that's send someone out there to explore that, just to make sure that we see what we have. Keep expanding, and our plascrete factory as well. And this is now also mining, so that's good. We can also get more plascrete. We're just really hungry for plascrete here. Almost everything should have plascrete. And the landslide cancelled. Didn't get anything. Construction complete. We can now continue to expand this zone. I'm going to put a missile turret in this location because this is quite a lot on our edge of our base. So we want to defend it from incoming attacks, and it's going to take a while for us to get there. Again, keep expanding here. It's maintenance center, spice silos. Spice silos is not the right thing to do. So we'll build a recruitment center in this location. Nope. Or maybe a wind trap. Who knows? Well, get for a wind trap. It's only getting us +9 wind. Here we have a random... we are pushing in with our little attack force here again. The point of this is just to do a pillage, because if you have an army standing around and nothing to expand to, then this is a good opportunity to just find something nearby that we can raid or pillage. And this is super healthy. We're now seeing that zone out there that in the corner that gets us that has potential for a processing plant. So that's one that we want. I'm gonna be pillaging this one. It gets us probably about 350 or something to that effect. It's really nice.
We're listening.
Waiting for it to come through. And a 375. That's pretty valuable. So let's continue. We've now gotten a science update, so now we can have 4 militia. That makes them a lot tougher. Plus they also have +1 armor, so we are going to be having really strong defenses here, and that's something I just really like. It's a one-time thing. You spend a bit of manpower, you spend a bit of gold, and then you have defenses in all your cities. I really like this because I don't have airports as FREMEN, so I need to have my locations be able to defend as much as possible. Let's see if we can get Leto Atreides to cough up with a science treaty for us. Bit of gold, maybe? Anything? I don't know why I want gold. Oh, I want gold so I can get to 1,500 so I can buy an upgrade for our city. Ah, yes. Let's see if he'll take that trade. Yeah. Unforced. And no. Damn it. Well, the interesting thing is that he'll it's hard to get him to do these kind of trades. Ah, he accepted. Great. And I put it into Arrakis because now I can put 3 in there, so that's 3. Look at that. We have 14 authority. That is way more than we'd need. In the meantime, we're going to take it in here. That is also just for pillaging. Oh, look at that. The Harkonnens are coming in. I don't like having Harkonnens here. Hopefully, oh, that by the way is amazing. 500 gold in order to get some authority. That's a great way if you just leave it on the map until you need authority for something, and then you can just pop it and get, like, I don't know, between 50 and 100 authority. We don't want to take it because this one isn't actually useful. The only useful thing is the wind energy 4, wind strength 4, so don't really feel like it. Instead, I will get the research center, which will help us get more research early game. So I think that's very valuable. We also have a little quest that we could do. Always try to get those quests done if you can. And this zone I'd like to take now because we are, well, currently the research we're going is the research that will actually enable us to get the processing plant to tap the rare metal resources. Get a supply drop. Oh, you need to go away very, very quickly. We cannot afford to have our skirmishers engaged in combat. They are so squishy. Yeah, just go all the way. That's going to be a bit tricky, isn't it? But our units are surprisingly tough compared to the militia. So you just go in there and heal up. Let's try to focus instead of that. I know that we are kind of vulnerable here, but we want to take that range units out first. And it's not coming in yet. Oh, we have a Landsrat Council coming up. So I want to take this corner. This is a nice and safe corner. And now we got the range unit. Take that out, and we'll take. There we go. All right. So look at that. We're actually holding there, and I don't think we need to do the supply drop anymore. Ornithopter. We'll get one of these to go down there. Want to get that? That's gold. Free gold. And we have mission complete. That was just a supply drop completed, so I don't think it should do that, but it does. And a nice little sandstorm. That sandstorm can actually be disruptive because it stops production in wherever you are. Is there anything that we really want to have here? Not really. I mean, we can do that for the Harkonnens, but if 40, the only thing we'll achieve with it is basically to piss them off, but we're not going to get it through anyway. So I'll save my 40 mediocre influence for a rainy day. We'll get more, and then we'll get something that we can use for more valuable things. There, got another location. In the meantime, our spacing guild is, look at that. Look at how easy it is for us to maintain our stockpile. And we got the next one. So getting a lot of minerals or a lot of spice fields early on is just absolutely amazing. And do everything you can to just get as much power from that. It just makes the whole thing so much easier. And we get a plascrete because we didn't have the processing plant yet. So after the processing plant, we'll get that. We finally got the structured warehouses, which unlocks the processing plant. Now we need to figure out what the next thing is. We could either be going to a bit of military, or we can go to a bit of intelligence. There's a lot of, or we could go spice market under the yellow zone. We do have the border defense at this point, so we do have better militia. And we'll go down here towards the countermeasures, getting the intelligence started just to get a higher rate of agents. Otherwise, it just takes too long to get the agents. But let's yeah, it's a toss-up whether we want to go a bit into the military or a bit into the intelligence. I think it's mainly whether you think you're going to be attacking soon or whether you just want to build up your economy. And I think that the objective for us right now is mainly to build our economy, because although we have Harkonnens right next to us, they are... I mean, if they come in and pillage one village, then one location, that's fine. So focus on the intelligence so we can get more agents. Keep this, get the processing plant for 30 more gold. We have a pretty healthy amount of gold here. We are coming back to this location again. Just if we have an idle army, then let's raid it and get some free gold from it, and also experience to our units. Not to forget, experience on units is also makes them a lot more tanky. Well, it also deals a lot more damage from them. So we are gonna get here. There we go. We're just gonna take it again and do another raid or another pillage, and then we can head on over to the west towards the next spice mine, because we want to get those 4 spice mines up as fast as possible. And we get it, how much? 398. Now I think that there should be something like, if you keep raiding the same village, then you get progressively less. That would make sense, right? All right, we now have the Chom network, and we have that. So do we want to get an extra one? Do we got the administrative hall? Would be really nice, because that gives us more authority. Not that we really need more authority at this point, but it's just one of those things that you can never have too much of. There we go. That gives us another 30%. We're up to 300. And treaty ended. Well, that treaty is actually not one of these. They're still ongoing for 2 months, but it's actually the very early one we got in the start of the game. So yeah, I don't know if it's... Well, it's definitely at this point worth using authority for treaties, because we have enough authority, to be perfectly honest. So let's see if we can get that one. We can. That's excellent. And now I'm going to move my 3 combat units all the way over to head towards the next zone. In the meantime, there we go. We are getting that one up, and we can continue getting some wind traps. This is wind strength 6, so that's perfect. It gives us 18 water, which is what we're going to need to ally with more sieges and to get more locations here. So we got to keep pushing this location. This is also having some... take 1 new village. Perfect. We'll take the 1 new village very soon. This one has rare metals, so that's going to be another 30 gold from this one. So those are kind of always worth taking, in my opinion. They're not as good as a spice mine, obviously, but still, I would just look through our city just to see our civilization here. We keep these 2 useless locations untapped. We can tap them at some point, and we will, but right now it's just all about we can pillage them if we want to once in a while. This one, no pillage, but actually just take it. We still have 225 or 250 now, and as we get the village, we can complete the quest. We get our threshold for 5,000, and we are significantly ahead of the other ones. The closest one is 4.3. There, 2 melee units, 1 of each of the ranged, and we're going to start working on the processing plant first. So now the next one is heading up towards our location there. We'll get some of these locations out here, and then we have a siege here. We can form an alliance. With this, it costs 2 authority and upkeep. That's kind of a lot, and it only gives us plus 20% in this zone, so definitely not worth it. It also gives us 400 victory points, but we don't need victory points at this point, so who cares? We're going to be instead focusing on claiming more territory. We can always, when they're fully friendly, they won't attack us, and we can always tap those 400 points when we need those 400 points. We don't need it at this point. And the last one. So that will be 1 more location for spice. And we have a little spice worm, as always. Run, run, run. I think the spice worms work really well. They're not super frustrating, but it's just like you got to play around them. And if you do, then it's not really a problem at all. Going through our cities to see if there's anything we're missing. And ongoing siege, we can now tap it. Yes, please. It's another location. Construction complete. We'll just keep developing our city. First, it was some wind trap. Then it was the processing plant, and then probably a plashcrete location. We have our new village, and the first thing we get is obviously getting more spice. So we get up to 4 spice harvesters now. That is super good. And now the next part to expand to, it could either be up here towards, you can see the smugglers are up north. Let's see if we can get another treaty with you. Renew that treaty. And a trade request. Oh, we got it. Yep, perfect. No. And Landsrat Council, what do we get? Now this really, well, the Chome Spies I'd like to get. I got to get the Chome. The other ones don't really care about. So put all of our 80 points. It's not a lot, but it is what it is. And we have now taken the next location. And while we are also being attacked here, we want to make sure that this sheet as well is getting friendly. It's going to take a while since they're at -60. So let's just start getting them happy again. And we are getting one more unit in, so we get 4 units. And I'm just pillaging this one. We had our army standing nearby, so why not? Why not indeed? And we get a plascrete factory, right? What do we want? Plascrete, or maybe it's time to also get some recruitment centers going. We are +16, and no, recruitment's actually not a problem. And get them back home safely. And take a look at our siege here. Can we get another upgrade here? Well, we could get this one. Yep, we are getting it. It just gives us a bit more manpower. It's not a great one, but hey, if we have the money, then why not? See, we couldn't get this. Couldn't get this, and we are going to get afflicted by the other one. They are completely inconsequential. We're going to continue with our little 3-man army, taking yet another location. This one has plascrete, so... I don't know. It's called. I don't know what it's called. Stone minerals. It's called minerals. That patch is called minerals, but it gives us plus 50% plascrete production. So that is what we get. More plascrete production. A bit clumsy way of dealing with this. And in the meantime, we get a new agent. Let's see what we want to do. What we get is, well, if nothing else, then get us a Chome thing. We can get a gear sabotage going, and we can also start looking at the one that we'd really like to start working on is the crowd manipulation. So that is 2 Arrakis, 2 Chome, and 1 Landsrat to get there. So we don't have enough agents to actually start working on it, but once we do, then that's going to be something we'll try working, because my god, it's annoying when the enemy does it to us. So we'll want to do that against them. So this is again also at the outskirts of our base, and it's one of our most valuable locations. So let's make sure that we have a missile turret to protect this area, and try to have it here so it overlaps the next location. That's a good one. Paying the bribe, and look at that. We don't even need to follow up for the next one because we're just accruing so much spice. Here we are taking this new location for our plascrete, and of course we're going to build a more plascrete, get the militia in to protect it. So I feel that all of our locations are pretty well protected. What we could do is head out that way, but I don't think that's what we want really right now. What else can we do? There's no spice silos. That's also valuable. Get anything to get more spice. We're at 110 spice per minute. Actually, what I haven't really thought about is that the spice collectors for FREMEN don't get affected by sandworms. Of course, that makes sense, but it's just really nice because that's a lot of micro to just keep sending them back. So it's actually really nice to have it that way. Whether there's a downside, I don't know. That's a good place for a maintenance center. So we're gonna go take our little 3-man army again to head in there and attack the same location again, because hey, free money is free money. Let's get some free money. We can see those 2 attacks here. The smugglers. There is a spice patch that I want, and there is a rare materials patch that I want. So let's try to get those. What do we get? This is militia gets +2 power. Oh yes, +2 power for militia. If we could, I'd like to get the Landsrat, but with our 30 points, we're probably not gonna get the Landsrat guards. They're super amazing, and the earlier you can get them, the better, because then you can just basically use them for rolling over your enemy. And we're actually rarely enough. We are at 500 maxed out on authority. Here's another location. We can actually get it. Okay, we're gonna get attacked from the side. It's completely consequential because we have our 4 militia that are buffed up and all that good stuff. So no problem. We can keep focusing on this. So at this point, we still have that choice. Do we want to pillage it for a bit of gold, or do we want to take it for basically the wind strength 4? It's a toss-up what you'd want. It's basically, yeah, well, 440 gold, we'll take it. This one is just getting, yeah, they resisted the attack, repelled the attack, as would be expected, and then we just need to replenish that one. And what are we going to build at this location? We'll actually build a research hub. I think the research hub is what we want. I want to get the research going. I don't know if it's like the most optimal thing, but I really want some more research, because there are some really good researchers out there. And this one as well. Maybe do another research hub. We have the research hub, our central building. So now we are moving up here. This is up north. We're working our way towards the middle, and we're trying to take this city here. So we have 14 knowledge points. I don't know if that's enough, but for this level, but it's pretty good. We have now 5 units, and that's as much as we can get with what we without getting more command points. So it might be time for us to start working on more command points. We're kind of lucky here that the siege nearby is attacking the one that we are going to be heading towards, so that's good. I mean, that is the way we want to attack next time. So we want to start working on attacking towards the smugglers, but also keep in mind that Harkonnens are also coming in from the east. A trade? Nah, don't take that. Communication? Well, whatever. I don't understand these things here, whether they are impactful or whether they do what they actually do. And we are just going through all of these to see if there are any ones that we are not trading water with, and then we start seeing that water is being a tight resource. So wouldn't it be nice if we could get the middle one? Except as Fremen, you can't build the water extractor, so it's kind of useless. We can put it in here for 5 more intel. That's okay. Or we can work towards the one we were working towards. That is the crowd manipulation here. That means we need 2 in the Chome and 1 in the Landsraad. The problem is, if we don't have anything in the Spacing Guild, then we cannot do supply drop. Oh, look at that. It looks like the Harkonnens are coming in to attack our new city. That's actually perfect, because we have all of our units here. Our entire 5-man fighting force. And don't put your melee units in front of the city. You want them to attack the city so that you get the militia to fight first. They'll be the ones soaking, and we just built a turret as well, just to top it up. And we want to wait until they attack the city. We're not going to do anything. Keep in mind, these infiltrator units deal a stupid amount of damage, but they also have no hit points. So they are glass cannons. They are basically rogues, assassins, just jumping in. And we'll be getting a gear sabotage. But this is completely overwhelming. Our buffed up, they're not even taking, none of our units are taking any damage, because they're going to attack they're focusing on them. Yeah, they're focusing on killing the militia. And we have here, that was the Harkonnens that reached 5,000. So if they reach 5,000 now and we are at 8,000, we're pretty much ahead. And that's because of our spice mines and awesome militia. So we defended it before the turret actually even came online. And that's the council. We're gonna get 1 more unit here, 1 more militia. Good. So they are healthy and happy, and we got some more experience from this, and we want to get in and take the next zone. The question is whether we can use... Oh, let's... right. Yeah. So let's use the Thumper, because I don't really use the Thumper, and I think it's a good idea to do it there. We have 3 of them, and they respawn automatically sort of in time. So let's bring them in. So they jump on the sandworm. I don't know how it works when they're underground, but they come up here, and then we can take this zone. This zone isn't really very valuable for us. It's mainly valuable from the perspective that we can... let's get crowd manipulation for 400. It's mainly valuable as a staging ground towards the next zone. So we have this one. We'll still take it. We'll still defend it. We'll still build plashcrete factories, the usual stuff. All the stuff we want. I'm going to build a will trap, even though it's only wind strength 3, because we just need way more. Now I'm going to be using the crowd manipulation on this one. And are they attacking, or are they just bad at walking past my zone? There. So we spawn a rebellion here. That rebellion, it does either of 2 things. Either it liberates the city, or it forces them to react. Either way, it's a great distraction. It's a bit pricey to get those, but still. Okay, and they're coming in again. All right, let's thumper our way back again. Let's make sure that they stand still. If they don't stand still, it's just really awkward. there. Get them in there, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units attacking. That's okay. What do we get? We get poisoned reserves. They are actually poisoning our reserves in that zone. That liberation, the plan was that wait for it to be liberated and then come in. And apparently they have decided that that was not a good idea to attack this. It's a bit of a shame because I'd really love, there's the sandworm. I'd really love to have them come in until we could kill 6 of their units. That would set them back immensely. But alas, they decide to retreat, which is a shame. And what do we want in this zone? Maintenance center? No, we have lots of things that we could get. Actually, a maintenance center would be good. We also got a recruitment office to make sure that we get even more. Or, well, we've now unfortunately used 2 of our thumpers, so we gotta be a bit more careful. And we got the military command working away to call to arms. Call to arms gives us the Federkin, the elite units for the Fremen. They are super tanky and super tough, so that's something we definitely want. And we can also get the barracks, plus health, plus experience. That is super nice to get that as well. And now we are here. Oh, and just like that, another rebellion. Now they are doing rebellions on us. It's gonna be pretty far away. We can use a thumper, but if I use a thumper now and we get attacked, then I can't get back. So I honestly think it's better if I just walk there. I should be able to get there on time. And we might even want to get more units. We can't get more units. Well, we can. What do we? Why not? Oh, we don't have enough water, and the water, because that city got wrecked in terms of water. So we need to find more places to build more water. Looking for options for water anywhere. That one, even though it's only plus 3, then let's still get it. There, wind trap. Going through the deep desert, even for the Fremen, is a bad idea. Look at that. It takes all of our supplies just 2 steps into the deep desert. That attack from the siege is completely irrelevant for us. It's just draining a bit of our resources, but it's as long as it goes into one of these locations here that we have our 4 militia, then it's not a problem at all. Soon it should be friendly, so we can we'll stop getting attacked from it. We're still having the issue that we don't have water because our water comes from that zone, and also some manpower is lost as well. But we're going to keep pushing down south here, and if we get attacked by Harkonnens at the same time, then we can thumper back up once we repel the rebellion here. The rebellion is something that was really bugging me, but now I know that rebellion is an operation by one of the enemy factions. So knowing that, it's better. It's not something that happens randomly. It's not something that happens because you don't treat your population well. It's just an enemy action. So maybe assigning counteraction is a good thing. That could be an option. I don't feel that it actually prevents anything, but you can like capture an agent here and there. Yeah, point of interest investigated. Alright, so let's clean this up. It's not a big deal. Get in here, repel, get it back under our control. And we actually could take this because we're really struggling for water. So with 129, why not take it? Because we have enough authority, we have enough everything else. They voted for us to get the minus land trust standing. It's completely useless since we don't have it. We decided to take this zone because of the wind strength, so we can get another 15 water from it, and then we might as well go up and take the other one that's sort of embedded in our territory. The whole idea of keep raiding doesn't really make sense at this point. We're getting 190 gold per Solari per turn. Our rebellion actually succeeded, so if we could get up there before they reclaim it, that would also be lovely. Oh, look, did you see that? I forgot. I moved all of my units away, so it kind of cancelled. But anyway, they won't be able to spawn them back again. Treaty ended. We're gonna go attack. Look both locations. We are tapping this one again. I don't think I lost it. I think it was refunded, the authority, when we did it, or maybe not, because I have plus 27 authority. That's quite a lot. Out on the map, keep exploring. This one is really good. That those droplets, they give us authority when we need it, on demand. We got it. And can we build more here? Well, we can build more if we want to. But I don't think those are the ones we want. We only have a few locations left in our main city in Siege Tabir. Siege Tabir, whatever. We built the wind trap for 15 more water. What are we gonna get here? We got all the spice hegemony, that is good, and we got the Fedaykin. So now we have the elite units. We could get this one for command points, because command point is problematic. We only have 26 command points. We're using 17 of those, so maybe get the command and then get the economic lobbying, so we can build one more unit in our hometown and get more spice conversion, because we have so much spice, so converting into gold is super good. We have our units. They are our nut. One more unit here. Let's get more water in this location, so top up on all our water. We're down to +1 water. Huh. They poisoned that location. That's useless. Unfortunately, the smugglers got to that one before we did. So I'm just going to be poison the reserves, so that when they're attacking that, they're actually going to burn through their... burn through their supplies much faster. You can see they're actually... It's almost working to the point where they can't sustain their attack. It's almost working, but unfortunately they are making it. I also needed to make sure that I can only do 3. Hey, 1,000, 10,000, perfect. Way ahead of the other ones. I can only have 3 operations active, and I want to have that crowd control as the third one. I basically want to have supply drop, gear sabotage, and crowd manipulation. Those are the 3 I want to have. So the 2 new cities also need to be built up. We don't need to see every building built everywhere for these kind of things.
Greetings.
As usual, we want Atreides and try to see if we can get a good deal with him. We have so much concrete or plascrete at this point, so why not? Why not see if we can get something from him? Oops. There, that's a pretty good deal. Let's just do that trade. We can probably not refresh the treaty. But hey, if we can do this, and then we can give him some stuff in order to replenish the treaty, if we want to. I did actually try to do a lot of things with this, but I just couldn't get him to give me the treaty. Here's an interesting thing. We take gold and stuff, and then we could get spice, which you don't need, but we could get some intel. That might actually be worth doing, because intel is allowing us to get our new favorite thing, crowd manipulation, which is a good thing to sort of strain the attack. Oh, look at that. Atreides is attacking the smugglers as well. So, that is being liberated. Interestingly enough that they choose to liberate it and not take it from themselves. Let's move our units away and move them over to where we want. And we can now build 1 Fedaykin. That's not a lot for that 8 points. So let's head in here to the zone and just take control of it. Shouldn't be too much of a trouble to take control of it. Unfortunately, we still don't have anyone assigned to the what's it called, Spacing Guild. So if we don't have something assigned to the Spacing Guild, then we can't replenish our supply drop if we use it. There we go. Put it on that one. Basically strain it. We're going to attack one, and there's a rebellion in the other ones. And they are also being liberated by Atreides, so they are not going to be. They're not going to be in a good situation. So it's time to take area from the smugglers. We got it. Perfect. And what do we have? We can control the market. Yes, please. Look at that. We're starting to get a decent amount of influence. So we can start swinging some votes here. That's pretty nice. And I think maybe... Is it time for get a more research hub? Yeah, let's get more research hub. And we got 1 more agent. Well, what are options? We can assign it into here for 5 more intelligence, which is nice. So we can do crowd manipulation more often. Or we could also, and this is why we want to get it, into the Spicing Guild. So you actually need 6 here, and then only and then we also like to get something for counterintelligence. There's a lot of things we want to do. We got this one allied. That is really nice. That gives us stronger militia everywhere. More armor, more hit points. Yep, thank you. There, it's done. That also gives us +2 influence for an allied siege, and it gives us 400 points. So we're just going to take a look in whether these are worth it. That's also worth it. We have so much in terms of our authority points per turn that we can afford to do this, which will also buff up our influence quite significantly, and also our victory points is also progressing. Look at that. That's interesting. Atreides is attacking the Harkonnens. That's really nice to see. No. No, the Harkonnens are trying to claim it, and then Atreides is defending. Ah, well, that's good. Whatever, just as long as they're fighting, that's good. Better to have them fight each other than to fight me. And that zone now got liberated. I'd love to take that zone because that has a mountain. And Mount Idaho, which is giving us more research. I think Mount Idaho gives us more research. They will unfortunately beat back the rebellion, but hey, if they beat back the rebellion, then they're not attacking us. So we'll need to get this one. This needs to be ours, and we'll get the processing plant. We got it. Get now the heavy militia. We can start getting heavy militia in here, and we get a processing plant for 30 more gold. We like 30 more gold. And just like that, we are getting hit by a rebellion. Luckily, we have our attack force nearby, so let's go that. We don't know who actually did it, but someone did it. Rebellion underway. We'll need to attack, and we can then get an infiltrator. Love them infiltrators, but you can't have too many of them. They're too squishy. And we have repelled the attack, and then moving back. It's just one of those things. You get the attack, and then onwards, because we were actually not wanting to focus there. We want to focus on the smugglers. So let's put a new attack up there. Basically, again, the objective is to keep them busy with that attack, and as they are busy with that attack, either defending it or getting rebellion, getting it liberated. Unfortunately, it's a bit too close to siege Tibur, to teach whatever Twig. So yeah, that's actually a good point to get a spice silo, isn't it? Because they could get to the new location. But we'll get a maintenance center instead to free up some more money. We want to get this one, and we just wanted to have them fight as much as possible over there. So they will repel our rebellion. That's not a problem. But the local siege is just joining into the mayhem. So it's basically, I think this is a great way to sort of tie up their forces and just make it easier to attack by just exhausting their defenses with random rebellions and that kind of thing. So we can do an attack here. Because at this point, well, they could come attack us. I don't think they wouldn't stand a chance, considering we still have some gear sabotage and the supply drop. This is actually also a special region. It gives us 500 points, so maybe we should start working on getting towards that. We can go through this one. So these two zones would also be good candidates for the next ones. And we will just recruit some more. And what we have here, we have actually 2 units here. We could send them up to the other one, but I think it's time for us to start a second army. Instead of just having one doom ball rolling around, then it's probably a good idea to take these, plus the ones we are recruiting. One recruiting now. Let's get... Yeah, let's get one more of this. Let's get... yeah, let's start. If we have 2 Fedaykin and then 1 infiltrator, it's definitely enough. So we got our unit, our militia here, and what do we want? I think we want, of course, the spice miner. That's why we got this one in the first place. And they are coming in. They're actually... Nope, they're picking things up and flying away. So they are giving up on retaking this location. That's good. Maybe they're also being attacked by Atreides up north. We don't know. It's just a bad time all around. Water upkeep is kind of annoying considering the water we have. So I think we'll put some points into that. 100 points? Yeah. We start having so many points that we can actually just figure out where it is. Plus 9 per turn or per day. We send our 2 Fedaykin and 1 infiltrator in as our second attack force, moving all the way up there. That should be a really sound way. We are maxed out at 34 out of 34 attack or military command. Well, our contracts have expired. Let's see if we can entice you with something here. I've tried other options. This was as much as it needed. I tried it with a tiny bit. I don't start throwing 50 intel at them just by... I just tried a few things, and then until I found a way to get it working. Because they are not super... Oh, you're minus 100. Do you want to trade? Yeah, you still wanted to trade. Nice. Well, that's fine. And we still have way too much. Even with almost nothing, we're still getting enough to support our bribes. And there. Put it in. Just defend it. And now the smugglers are retaking that location. That's fine. We don't need it. Ooh, we are being attacked. Let's figure out what we're going to do. That is definitely thumper time. So we'll thump our way over there. as far as we can. And, yep. Do we get it? Nope. You need to be further out. It's more important that we make sure that we get it. So, there. Let them stand still. These are big thumpers. I can't get all the way over, unfortunately. Nope, not there. So where's the closest we can get? It is right there. So I guess we'll get it to that location. Luckily, for some unknown reasons, they're not actually attacking the front. They are moving past, which is absolutely insane that they're moving past a missile turret. So they move past that missile turret in order to hit that city and any of these cities. This one I've kind of forgotten. Let's build some random stuff here. Spice, no. Recruitment Center would be nice. Also a turret would be nice. Listening post is also okay. Get some more intel. This one is super important. Before they attack, get a turret in. Now this is interesting. So we have 4 units, 4 militia. They're buffed up. They have various upgrades as well. And we don't have a turret yet, but we also have our own units coming in. Where are they? They're coming in there. Deploying from the sandworm and getting up here. But if we're being totally honest, they probably would win this, but they wouldn't win it by a lot. If you look at how much they get decimated by our units, look at the little boss for how many hit points they have. Yeah, I don't even think I needed to go in here if we look at it. Like, we have not lost a single unit. Well, we're losing our first units there. And now it's... okay, we're definitely losing this, but if we had a missile turret in the beginning, it would be just fine. And they're also doing the supply drop. So they actually do almost... No, they actually don't manage to take our 2 ranged militia here. Our 2 ranged militia are still holding out, and we decimate their attack. I think it's time for us to go on the offensive against those. It's really difficult now to figure out where we want. We got our new location here that we have 3 of these units. They can keep pushing forward. Wind trap, yep, that's wind strength 5, so that's good. Then we'll head up to that one. Once we have that, we can sort of roll that new army up towards the smugglers and have that army being assisting up there. In the meantime, just figure out what we want to build in this location. Plascrete, always Plascrete. Always Plascrete. If in doubt, build more Plascrete. And we are attacking the zone here. This Imperial Basin is good for recruiting. Doubles up on our recruiting office in this zone. And we have 1 more unit that's coming in. I'm going to move you up. No reason to move you anywhere else. They will sort of meet up with this secondary army, which will easily take care of it. There we go. We got that building. And we start... it's actually the recruitment office I want in this location. There. Double recruitment. Yes, please. And we got a new agent. I think it might be a good time for us to start putting them on counterintelligence. Well, or just doubling up on our intel here. Let's get another crowd manipulation. That is super fun to drop. And we are now coming in for an attack on this zone here, which is Mount Idaho. So that is really easy. We can't really take it yet, but we've been leaving these on the field so that for a rainy day, if we need to tap 2 locations quickly, then we can actually do it. So that's if you don't need those droplets events, just leave them there. They don't respawn. They don't despawn. So just take it. Alright, so at this time we feel pretty comfortable. We're at 14.5 hegemony, so we're pretty healthy. We got the Fedaykin, and whoa, that's a big attack. Right, I'm actually going to... What can we do? We can build a defense here. And we are going to get these into an attack. I left 1 unit to continue tapping that, 1 militia to try to get it. We got the economic lobbying. That means we can build a chome network thing in our home city. So that's good. Maybe more that one. Getting more command points would be good. And then also getting up to 5 militia in each location. We can now build that chome network thing. Isn't it called chome network? There. It'll give us plus 30% conversion rate. So that's really nice. We are in trouble here. So I want to tap this one just to get a rebellion there, but I don't want to do that while I'm attacking. I don't want them to turn around. I actually want them to attack my location so that I can beat them up and then afterwards take the location. Yeah? So now they're coming in. Can we do anything else? Nope. That's coming in. And now luckily we have our Fedaykin. They can just take the next location. We should be able to have enough by the time we get that. We're going to cost us some more manpower. That one, if we get it, yep. So now we have enough to go in. Well, kind of. It's still going to take 299, but we'll get it eventually. By the time we get it, I think it's not going to be a problem. And we just, nothing much we can do here. We can poison their reserves. Good. We can start the rebellion behind them. And then we can get some poison reserves and gear sabotage. No, not gear sabotage just yet. And here comes the sandworm, delivering our little Fremen army. But if we look at it, it's actually looking like they're doing quite well, my militia here. Of course they wouldn't be winning, but they're still okay. Yeah, so they're tapping it, but they're taking some defense, and we have a supply drop ready. Let's see if we can get something more. Alright, so we need to get our infiltrators need to deal damage and not take damage. That's the trick. So the infiltrators will just instantly kill these. They are so good, those. And let's get another. We just popped the supply drop as we could. And we're going to pull them away. Don't want to get them caught in combat. They will need to sort of stay at the distance and then back up, come back in for assassinations. Alright, that is now just mopping up. We don't have enough of this yet, but maybe there's another option we could do at this point. We could maybe start working on the chome shares soon enough. And the rebellion is going really well up north. The good thing about this rebellion is that it's sort of drawing in new units from them. We got our mission complete. Operation against me, that's fine. Combat ongoing, it's okay. Landfall Council, what are we doing up here? And we got the new zone. That's very nice. Let's get a missile battery as the first, just to defend it a bit better. We got our 1 militia up here. And then we now have 221 authorities, so that's a pretty good time to start working on next. This is really weird, for me at least. Like, Dune Governorship is the win condition, so we actually get this opportunity to get this. I'm just going to give myself like the maximum points for it, because why not? That's the win condition. If you can get the Dune Governorship and maintain it for 60 days, then that's good. See, our second army is now going to be on rebellion duty, because there's just spawned a rebellion on us. And operation complete. We'll build more stuff here. What else could we want? Mount Idaho is... So we need... Let's get more tech. And we need now... Unfortunately, that meant we didn't get the zone that we had just saved up to get. But we'll get this one instead. So let's move this this attack force. I'll move it around the mountain on our own terms. Let's see if we can wrangle a contract out of you. If we give you just a bit of that. Yeah, give you a lot of stuff. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. We'd rather give you concrete than intel. Because intel I kind of like. There, that's a lot of intel. There's a lot of everything we give him. But we get it. I don't really care at this point, because plus 15% is way more valuable than something that's static. We can easily get our splash crate up again. Now I think it might be time for us to get some counter intelligence instead. I really want this crowd manipulation, but I also want that. So we're actually taking it out of the Spacing Guild, even though that means we don't get a replenishment of our supply drop. We have beaten back the rebellion, and we are ready to go in towards this zone. It's an okay one. It's an okay because it gets it. So that should be okay for us to take. We're going to get the Al-Gayyib temple as the last one. We kind of forgot to research it because it's super nice, but we forgot to research it. And then we have one more other option to get, and that will definitely be the command post we want to get. That location, let's see. Yeah, there we go. We need to research the Al-Gayyib. And hegemony, that's the Harkonnen got 10,000, but we're at 16, so I'm not so worried at this point. And what do we have? Construction complete, and we were working on this. Oh, we got it. Look at that. 530 points in favor of us getting the Dune Governorship. The reason is that we have at least 18 regions and 4 sieges that we are allied with. That is that's pretty cool. So that's another victory condition that actually somehow the Fremen can get easier than anyone else can. That combat is ongoing. Luckily we have our turret helping out. We can do puppet supply because they're actually dealing a lot of damage to me. All things considered, that is their turret. Made a difference, and we can also see that there are reinforcements coming up from the north. That's not so great. And a worm. That's a big attack coming up from the north. I don't think I'd want to deal with that right now. Yeah, we need to get you back there so we can redo the supply drop. And poisoned reserves. Unfortunately they went the other way. It would be lovely if they'd went up so they could do some fighting. There's no way that my little army here that got a bit decimated can take out this. So we're going to re-gear up our army and then pull back. We have 5 units that are kind of hurt. Fighting against this when it's not even our territory is not going to be a good time. So discretion is today the better part of valor. We pull back. Oh no, they ate. Oh, they got eaten by the worm. That's not great. So good thing they pulled back. So time to replenish our troops. Like a lot of troops to be replenished. That's really sad that we lost 3 units. In the meantime, we have taken our second army. That's consisting of 4 units. Is now going to go up and claim the central region for 1,000 victory points. What are you going to give us for 1,000 concrete of uselessness? If we can trade concrete with someone else, then see, I'm gonna get some of your influence because influence is not necessarily very valuable for you. 1k, it's a good enough deal for me. I can get that 1k back again really quickly, but I need those votes to make sure that I don't lose my governorship in the next round of voting. So we take the central zone for 1,000 more victory points. Very nice. And we have now up to 5 militia, so they are going to be really beefy, and they are buffed up, these militia. So I feel pretty confident about our static defenses in the cities, and because we have so much money, it really doesn't matter that we spent some money and manpower for this. We are very, very healthy in terms. Oh, someone forgot some things here. Yeah, let's get 3 of those. Yeah, we're very, very healthy on attacks here. We got our new zone that will also be updated. 3 of those and 1 of the 2 ranged. That's all good. And what do we need? There's nothing really valuable. I can't build the Fremen can't build the special water extractor thing. So this zone is a lot less useful for us. It's still 1,000 points, but yeah, well, it's ours now. At least by us having it, no one else has it. That's valuable in and of itself.
Get to business.
Okay, minus 91. So he hates us a little less. He was at minus 100 before. So maybe we can give you some more useless concrete. How about that? You want some concrete and then give us some more of your influence? That's a good deal for us. He accepted it. That gives us pretty healthy on influence coming up for the next vote. And here, there's not much we want to get. Research hub. It feels a bit late to do a research hub, to be honest, because it, yeah, we can actually do 2 turrets now. Or recruitment office. We'll do a recruitment office just in case, so we can replenish quickly. So we got our newly freshly built army is up and running and ready to go. So we can now take this zone again. I really want to get up the one that's north of us because that one has spice in it. So that's the one we really want. And the missile battery. What else can we build in here? Another missile battery? Sure. Let's get a second missile battery all the way forward. Because I'm kind of expecting them to be defending as much as they did last time. So we are ready for the defense. We also have the Kulon caravan in the back, just a better ranged unit. Nothing too severe here. I'm gonna back you up. And we're just keeping an eye on to see if there are any enemies coming in. Oh, of course. There's going to be a rebellion in the meantime. It's clever enough, but that's why we have 2 armies at this point to one for cleaning up this area, one for attacking, one for defending. We can't take it just yet, so we'll, well, we can now. 292, that's kind of a lot. That's why we also need a good steady supply of authority. And here we go, 1, 2, 7, 6, 7 units coming in. Yep, that's gonna be hot. Let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna be ready with poison reserves as soon as they land. And land. And then also immediately do the supply drop so we get healthy. Can't do another poison reserves. Interestingly enough that they run this way. I don't mind, but that's good. Gotta always keep your eye on the infiltrators. Run away! We're gonna run that skirmisher away. That's our elite skirmisher from all the way from the beginning, but unfortunately they hunted him down. That's okay. It's it just makes you a lot less useless. Just lot less useless. Yeah. We now have 2 turrets shooting at them. Yeah, it's we're gonna win this, and we have the cooldown caravan staying inside the zone, so we don't lose our progress on capping it. So here is the big mistake of the game. Loss of rights is actually, I didn't know what that meant, what loss of rights meant. So I'm gonna win in 22 minutes if nothing else happens, but I'm gonna say, okay, just do all of it. That's the right thing to do. Just do all of it. But I also really like the control markets, right? Speak of the council. I don't care who gets to speak of the council. But what I should be doing is, of course, just go all in on the one I need, instead of splitting votes. Splitting votes is never a good idea. You almost always end up losing both instead of winning one. So here, what do we want? We want some wind traps. It's a good wind power 5, so let's do that. Pushing forward, we're already up to 150, so we could get up there, even though it's 375. That's a lot. And we lost it. They supported the governorship, the loss of rights. I didn't know that what was going to happen. I lost the Dune Governorship charter. Yeah, so the top ones are called charters. Now we know that. All charters are revoked, and I should have put 500 points in, then I would have won it, but I did not. So, oops, that meant we're not going to win in 22 minutes because of that. We're going to have to earn it the hard way. Let's get maybe some crowd manipulation. To start working on it, and then also making our way towards the chome shares. That is a good way to get. I think that with us beating that invasion force from Harkonnens, then they don't think they really have a standing army right now. We just killed 6 units, so they can't just have 6 more units just standing by. And if they have 6 more units, we'll take those out, and then they definitely won't have more units. So we'll just look around and what do we have. That shield wall is actually it's an opportunity and something I'd like to take out. I don't think we need to go closer to the smugglers, but we want to take this spice mining zone when we can. What are our options? We can, well, let's just pillage it. It's a lot of money for pillaging it since we don't have this. Otherwise, we're going to be having to stand around for a very long time. Oh, let's pillage because there's another 6 units coming in. And what are we going to do with you? Well, that crowd manipulation is coming along. Good. I'm just looking at these infiltration, whether that's an option, but it requires 2 for everything, and that's kind of a lot. So this could put you either in more intelligence or in counterintelligence. Those are the best options right now. I could also put it in Arrakis to get just 1 more additional, but let's put it in counter. Oh no. We could put it here for the 5 intelligence. So here the plan is, we'll see if we can take it. Oh, we got recruited Missillians and they all got a level. Nice, everyone got a level. So, what are we going to do? I'm going to revolt that one because we know that their army is not going to be around. And then I could start attacking it afterwards. This is going to be a pretty tricky one, so let's make sure that we gear sabotage so they deal less damage and we heal up as well. It's a bit tricky, but well, I need to get my infiltrator out. Yep, like that. Get you out before you take damage, because you're doing excellent. Alright, so I can see that they're not really dealing any damage because of our gear sabotage. And we can also see our other infiltrators are doing great work. There, and now we're getting them. They are getting removed. And we can get one more Fedaykin. That's good. And in the meantime, we'll just look at our rest of our units. Are they okay? Oh, so one of them decided not to come along. Disappointing. Now at this point, we actually have quite a lot, so maybe it's actually worth it to cancel and work towards claiming instead, because it is a spice field, and now that we had to fight for it, then I think it's worthwhile to do it, to stick around here. I don't know why we're moving back. Yeah, so that needs to go wait for 347 or something. We paid our space, our taxes. It's still only up at 700 something, so I guess we've been playing pretty quickly. Let's get a supply drop as always, and we are kind of running out of intel, and we lost one of our units. One of our agents got captured during one of our attacks. That's okay, it happens. We're gonna have to buy her back from whoever got it. It's probably the Harkonnens, but now we are claiming this. That's gonna be the first thing. We got our Chom shares, so pop the Chom shares. And can we just do another Chom share? We have 26,000 and we're getting about 1.1k every turn. Yep, that is quite valuable. We are unfortunately also going to spend the most of our intel on this as well, even though it's not particularly expensive intel wise, but we are still going to use the next 50 here. Get it? And we now can do some trading. Let's see, where is it? Whoa, a lot of things happened. And we'll just pause. So I really wish that when you open these things, it automatically pauses, because you can't watch whatever's going behind it. Just pause the game in the background, please. What can we get from you? 50 intel? No, that's not a good deal. What about some influence? Also not really much intel. I just really want to give you some concrete. What can we get from that? Yeah, about 1,000. Yeah, that's okay. We'll get a nice little deal here for a bit more. Alright, so what happened? An attack or a rebellion was spawned. So let's get some of the units here. These 3 units should be able to handle that while we continue tapping it. Don't know about that bark. Combat ongoing. Oh yeah, you're just shooting. That's nice. So that should be easy to claim that territory. Resource deficit, it's so close all the time on that resource deficit. We're just skirting the edge. Another Chom share popped out. So what are we up to? 19.8k. And we need to beat back this. Our other little attack force should also be ready to go out if possible, but that depends on how many additional attacks there are, because they will just be, at this point, they'll just be spamming the crowd manipulation on us to get rebellions everywhere. But it's all good. It's all good. We'll beat it back. We'll get some points as well from winning military attacks. And we still have a water deficit. Not that it's going to be fine once we get this, then we should be okay. And we got a new unit, or new location, the data center and a wind trap. Alright, so that also helps on the water in a region 5. We'll get the spice mining, obviously. Get 3 heavies, and nope, not that. And the 2 range units. That's probably the best combo we can have here. Let's continue on the Chom shares, as always. Just keep choming it up. And then we get another chance for the Dune Governorship. And I'll take it. This time I'll go all in. We got our research. Finally, we got the siege network that we should have been focused on a bit earlier. It is not kind of out of the way, but it's really good. And at this point, there isn't really a whole lot of things I'd like to get, but you know, there are a few options here and there. I think the best thing is probably getting the water supply, because a few times we've been lacking water. So let's take the water path here. Mission complete. That's more Chom shares. That's another one. We're at 21,000 at this point. It's quite clear which one we are going to end up getting pretty consistently here. We got really healthy gold. Oh, it just fell down a bit. Rebellion underway. Yep. So again, we'll be moving our units towards the rebellion. And that was the unit, or the team, that was supposed to be heading up and claiming more territory. That's not going to be great, is it? Actually, there was a interesting. You could see that only one of them got targeted. Thumper, and definitely wait until they're standing still. If you click it there and here, then look at that. They kept moving out of the area. So by the time the thumper worked, it's only actually one of them that got picked up, and only one of them got in here. You can see that, but it doesn't matter. It's a rebellion, and it's a buffed up Federking, so it's with a turret in the background. So it's not going to be a problem taking that out. And we can now go in here, and I don't think it's worth it going up here because there's just way too much defending their main base. But we could just tap that little one, give it a little love tap and a pillage. It's tempting to just get another turret there, but we'll get a listening post for more intel. Or was that for influence? Well, we got it. We got that. Fremen got it. So now we are the Dune Governor again. If we can maintain that for 60 days in game, then we should be fine. What we're going to do now is go through all the sieges that they are now at 100%, and we'll be allying with all of them. And that gives us 400 points for each one. So this is kind of why you want to keep them happy and then form alliance with them. That costs a lot of our upkeep or a lot of our authority, but it's totally worth it. That gets us to 23.5 points here. And as it just happens, we get hit by another rebellion. It's just never ending, these rebellions. But luckily with two armies, it's actually good. And remember, this is with hard AI, so I think we might be learning how to play this game. You know, we might actually be learning how to play it. There we go. Another Chom share has been, and just as we get that one, we just instantly get the next. It's absolutely insane what they're gonna do to try to avoid it as we get closer to the win condition. We also have another Chom share. We're at 24.1. Rebellion underway. We'll get down there. We're not going to use thumpers for that. Oh yeah, poor Miriam. She's still stuck there. Maybe we should try to get her back. Yeah, what do you want for that? Get you some useless concrete. How much useless concrete do you want? You can have 1.53k useless concrete. Doesn't matter. Considering what we have, it's not going to be a problem. There, trade accepted. We got our agent back. Let's put you on counterintelligence. Good. And what else can we get? We can get, surprise, surprise, we want to get some Chom shares. Well, we can't because we're only at 3k. So we've been burning through all of our gold. So that's okay. And there we go. Another one. Just another rebellion. There are just two rebellions coming at us all the time. I don't know how they get this much intel to just keep spamming it, but well, they might be sitting on it. And finally we'll get the Al Gaib temple, which is absolutely amazing, but unfortunately it's just coming in way too late. Here, they need to be standing still, and I'm gonna thumper them over there because why not? Let's see. Jumping in, and off we go. And in the meantime, this has been claimed, and then we can go back up here to our front line where we want to get. We get yet another agent. That's nice. What are we going to use the agent for? Yeah, let's use it for more stuff. And we can't get a Chom share. Can we get infiltration? Well, I don't know why I would want that, but it's just for fun. Funsies. And we managed to beat back one more rebellion. What else can we build here? We are now at 24,800, so very soon we'll just trick on over here that we got a nice boost from the spice. You get it from anytime you pay your you pay your bribes, then you get it. So getting up here, it doesn't really make sense for us to start attacking because we have basically won at this point. We just need to see when the win condition takes over. Here we go. It's the closest one was Harkonnen at 14.2 thousand. So it was a pretty overwhelming win. We'd also get the Judge of the Council. We would win that condition anyway. So there's a multiple ways of winning. Plus we also definitely have the strongest attack as well. So that is pretty much it. We're just waiting for this to roll on over. We can go in for another little pillage because that pillage will also give us just a few points. And we got construction complete, construction complete, construction complete. More construction. Oh, we somehow got it went down. I don't understand how it went down. Oh, it might be oh, we have too much. What is that? Not enough manpower or something? I don't know. That's weird. But ultimately, we will get the win condition, just trickling in with just a bit of attack from that attacking that neutral village, and basically there's nothing that can prevent us from winning. There's nothing else. But we got it. So I hope that you enjoyed this Fremen play. I hope this was better sort of paced than the previous one with Atreides. That one was a bit rushed in some regard. I hope this one was better. I would really like to do the same thing for the smugglers and the Harkonnens. So if you find this to be interesting, engaging, and entertaining, let me know. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.